Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Here we are, another day in the pan epidemic. I'm in Southern California, in sunny San Diego. It's pretty nice here, actually. I hope everyone is doing okay. So, I was thinking, if we have to eat beans for real, God forbid, there's a couple things I know that are really going to help, like my bean recipe. I always used to say my secret recipes. Let me see if this thing is still going. I'm surprised the phone isn't giving me a hard time. So what if we have to eat beans for real? Oh my God, who wants to eat beans? we might have to, okay? Okay, so I made the speed method beans. Let me show you my beans. So I want to show them to you. I hope you can see this at this point. Okay, I washed the beans good. That's 1 cup of beans. That's a lot of beans, and it's enough for burritos tomorrow. Today I had my salad that I had yesterday. That was very tasty, another chicken salad. So I washed my beans good. They were pretty dirty too. I had a little bag left. What I'm doing is I'm eating down everything. See how little bag of beans left? And there's enough for one more batch. Okay, I was thinking, might have to eat beans. I better do a video. Not everybody is schooled on my mother-in-law used to make some good beans. So you wash your beans good, cover your beans, bring your beans to a boil, a real hard boil. Turn the heat off and let them stand for 1 hour. Then rinse your beans and put them back in the pan. Add more add more water. And so about that time I had one cup beans, salt, pepper, and sugar, and 1 tablespoon of bacon fat. So what I did is I just saved my bacon fat when I made bacon. I didn't know I was gonna make beans, but if you save your bacon fat, you can always have a good pot of beans. So then I just boiled them, and I had a container of water, and I kept adding water until we got to this point. Okay, so now this is like a spin-off of Aunt Nancy's beans and Mexicali refried beans. If you add milk to your beans, they're going to be a lot more nutritious and satisfying. So what I have is just some powdered milk. So what I want to do is I want to add a little bit, not too much, but I just want to, it's kind of like comparable to adding cheese to your beans. And this you do it, I like my beans kind of like soup. They get gluey soon enough and you can make refried beans. Okay, and then the other thing I made is I had these, and if you can dash out and get some of these and keep them in your freezer, it's really going to help you if things go down south. And so what I did is I just put my heavy cream in the blender, and I pressed, the highest speed, and I made myself a little batch of butter. So now I just want to put a little piece in my beans, not too much, just like a little bit, like maybe about this much, like a little teaspoon. This is a small batch of beans, so, and that is going to flavor your beans up. And then, you can salt and pepper your beans. Okay, so I made beans. Then I got my pancake mix, and I made biscuits, and I wanted to get this recipe out there. If you're not a bread baker, biscuits are good. Okay, I have a list. Okay, they say after this first wave of the coronavirus passes, another one is coming. So I'm compiling a list of things I want to make sure I get. Canned meat, the canned chicken was really successful. We have to eat tuna at least once or twice a week. Cookie dough, and I forgot to mention when I showed you guys the thumbprint cookies, I just got sugar cookie dough, you know, from Walmart, sugar cookies, and then I just indented with my thumb and put jam, grape and strawberry. Pancake mix, and we'll get into that in a minute, oil and shortening. Okay, what I did is when my shortening was gone, I had lard in the freezer, so I put half a package of lard in my can to make sure nothing goes wrong with my lard. Oh, good luck trying to find lard about right now. A few months ago, we were finding it for $1.76, but if you find it, grab it. And then another thing that occurred to me, I don't think you can stockpile too much beans and rice. So you're going to need about 50 pounds of beans and 50 pounds of rice per person. So if you can dash out now, say to Smart and Final, and get some, also big bags of apples, onions, potatoes, and sweet potatoes. This is really going to help. Okay, so now. This afternoon, I made biscuits out of my pancake mix. And they're really tasty. Here they are. There was 4. I made a very small batch, but I ate one because they were like irresistible. They're really good. Okay. Okay, now I want to give you guys the biscuit recipe. You know, just because we can't leave our homes, we have to have some nourishment so we don't go nuts. Okay, biscuits out of pancake mix. 1 cup biscuit, pancake mix. I think pancake mix is more valuable really than biscuit mix because you can make biscuits out of the pancake mix. 2 teaspoons sugar, 4 tablespoons shortening. Well, it's supposed to be 2 because this was half, and 2/3 cup milk. So I messed this up a bit. So for this, it should have been, I made half a batch, and that's right. So here is the recipe for the pancake, or the biscuit. And then I also made a batch of apple butter. Here it is, because I had 3 apples that needed to be used up. And you could just eat this, or you could put it on your biscuits. It's really good. All right, now, okay, I put apples, sugar, brown sugar to taste, cinnamon, nutmeg, anything, allspice, and you're supposed to add butter, but I didn't. So here's the apple butter recipe. Okay, why didn't I take out a bowl? Oh, shoot. So everybody has their own bean recipe, but the thing about this bean recipe is this is for, you have to eat beans for real. You don't have bacon, so you're using a little bacon fat, a little butter or margarine, and a little powdered milk or milk. So take a look at this. These are hot. Okay, so now let's take a look at these biscuits. So if you have these biscuits that you made out of your pancake mix, I got the pancake mix at Walmart. Also, I put some onions in my beans, and I had dehydrated onions, so I used my dehydrated onions. And then these, I had the thumbprint cookies I made in the freezer. Let's see, I had just out a regular cookie mix. Grape, kids would love this. Grape, I have grape. And I have, if I didn't eat all the nope, there's one left. And strawberry. They come out different every time. I use butter in my cookie mix, so they flatten out a bit. So now for my my biscuits, you can make them fatter if you want. Every time I look, here's all the I'm trying not to use napkins. I am so miserable with this napkin. You don't know how many napkins you use until like every time you pick up a napkin, you go, oh, I might have to wipe my ass with that. Sorry, you guys, but I'm traumatized by the toilet paper thing. Every day I risk my life and limb to try and secure toilet paper. I just know if we get stuck and we don't have any toilet paper, it's going to be so miserable, very miserable. And then let's see, what did I do? So, you know, if you stockpile some apples, you can make apple pies, apple tarts. This is good. Or you can just eat this on yogurt, or you can just, you know, I'm not a big lover of fruit. These are good. You got to try the milk and the butter in your beans. Especially if you ever have to eat them for real. God forbid. That way you can get through the day. They need a little salt and pepper. Okay, now, I want to tell you guys one more thing. One of the ladies I was following said the food pantry where she lives is closed. The food pantry where I live only had on Tuesday 10 food for 10 people. As time goes on, I don't know what's going to happen. But I was thinking about this, and I mentioned before, if something pops into your mind, it could be God. So what popped into my mind was, I knew of this girl, and she was a grad student, and so was her husband. And they left the house that morning with the bacon fat going and burned down the house and everything in it. So they were college students, and they didn't know what to do, so they went to the Red Cross. The Red Cross gave them a little money, like $60, and said, go to your church. And so they said, well, we haven't been to a church, we haven't been going to church. And they said, well, go to the last church you went to. So they went to the Mormon church, and the Mormons helped them. They gave them food, and they gave them clothes. So put it in the back of your minds, okay, if your food pantry is closed, you could try the Adventists, the Mormons, and the Catholics. But what you can do is you can call the churches in your vicinity, and chances are they will help you, because I don't know about everywhere in the country, but out here to get their nonprofit status, they do community service stuff. That's not the reason, you know, they're into charitable acts, but so also go to the welfare department and explain your situation. Say, I don't have enough money. What does one do? And call 211. When I called 211 that time, within 2 days, I had food. Thank you to the followers, and also do a search. Food pantries. Okay, and then I just wanted to bring one thing up. So in your areas, we might want to post this information or give this information out so that people have food, and if they are not super desperate, then that might actually save you from a home invasion or an assault or something. So it's not, we want to stay as safe as we can, but we also don't want other people suffering needlessly. When I was taking my friend to the Adventist church, that's the last thing I thought of, that I was ever going to go to a food pantry in my life, ever. But anyway, it can happen to anyone. And this is no time. You know, you don't want to be, if we get into a total lockdown, you don't want to be without food. Another thing is if they close your food pantry and they notified us last week that the Senior Resource Center was closed. But I think if you call 211, they bring it to your house. Okay, you guys, don't forget my bean recipe. I hope none of you ever have to eat it. And if you can get out of the house, stockpile up on some extra rice and beans and canned food as much as you can. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all, and your comments are very heartwarming too. Okay, stay safe and stay warm, and God bless you all.